Hi friends, it's Lisa Mears here. Thanks for joining me. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the Stamps of Life Club items for the month of April 2024. I'll be looking at the card kit as well as the Stamp and Die Hard Club of the month. Let's first take a look at the stamp, which is the Cupcake Delight stamp set. If you're in the stamp club, you'll receive this stamp set this month. It has 2 cupcakes. There's some smaller cupcakes and a cherry and some sprinkles and some sentiments. This would be perfect for birthday cards. If you're in the Die Hard Club, you will receive the stamp and the coordinating dies. And this month, there's also a freebie for the Stamp and Die Hard Club. The card kit subscription box has a brand new box this month. It's so pretty and pink. It has the flowers on the outside of the box, and look at the inside of the box. How pretty is this? It's time to get crafty. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the contents of this month's card kit. You always get an idea card with some cards that you can make. So just some ideas of cards that you can make with this card kit. There is a envelope that's always included. It's a clear plastic envelope. You can put your cardstock in there. And you also get A2 size white envelopes for your finished cards. You get 8.5 by 11-inch cardstock in ocean, guava, chocolate, ginger snap, sunshine, marigold, candy, green apple, and 4 sheets of the powdered sugar. It's such a pretty color palette. But then again, every month is a beautiful color palette. So let's take a look at the pattern paper pad. This pattern paper pad is so fun with cupcakes, and there's lots of pages that have sprinkles. We have some yellow sprinkles, some more cupcakes. We have a sheet here that you can use your coordinating dies to die cut out these cupcakes. So if you are in the Die Hard Club, you can use the shadow die and die cut the cupcakes that you see here. Now this page has more cupcakes, but the Die Hard Club dies do not cut these out. You would need to get the set called More Cupcake Delight in order to die cut those. And if you don't have that set, you can always use your scissors and just cut those out on your own. So as you can see, there's more sprinkles. There's also some solids in this paper pad. Here's some smaller cupcakes. And if you needed more cupcakes, you can always use your scissors and just cut out the cupcakes that are on these pattern papers. This is a really fun page. It has all kinds of sentiments related to birthday and celebration. We have polka dots and stripes. You can see that those sprinkles are in all different colors. So there's a page of ocean and yellow and pink, all of the colors that you saw on the cardstock. So you get 2 of each one of those pages in the paper pad. You get a word die that says "You're Special," and in fact, that is the name of the paper pad. You also get these sentiment stickers. Happy birthday to you. You make me happy. Celebrate. Make a wish. You can use those on your cards. And you also get star chipboard pieces in the colors of the card kit, as well as some cupcake stickers. You also get some gold embellishments. These are little gems that you can stick onto your cards. You'll also get an A1 size cupcake folded die set, and this die set makes a super big cupcake. You can use this to make a shaped card, or you can put this on the front of an A2 size card, which is what I'm going to be doing today. You also get a ribbon. This is in the green apple color. And if you're a card kit member, you'll also get a freebie. This looks like it's the word thanks in a word die. If you're interested in joining a Stamps of Life club, or if you just want to find out more, check out the link in the description box below. And if you do join, make sure you use my coupon code Lisa Mears so that you can get 500 bonus club points to use in the Stamps of Life store. So for my first card, I'm using the Cupcake die set, and I took the cupcake die and I die cut three different colors of cardstock. I have the candy cardstock for the frosting, and I'm just adding some pink ink to the edges just to add some depth. You can see the difference between the one that has the ink and the one that does not. The one that does not looks just a little bit more flat, and adding the ink just adds some more definition to the cardstock. So the die that you see there on the table, you can see that it cuts out three different layers for the frosting. So if you wanted to make this, let's say, a swirl cupcake with some swirl frosting, you can totally die cut that in different colors and put a swirl frosting on there if you wanted to. And then the cupcake wrapper is a separate piece, and you can see that it does cut it so that you can ink up the edges of the individual lines there in that cupcake wrapper, and that's exactly what I'm doing by just adding some pink ink to the insides of those lines just for some more depth and dimension. And then it also cuts out the cake piece of the cupcake, and I cut mine out of the brown cardstock and I added some ink to the edges. So I'm going to have a chocolate cupcake. And then it also comes with a shadow die, and I die cut that out of white cardstock, and that's what I'm going to use to add all of my layers. So because this die cuts out all of these different parts, think about all of the possibilities that you have for making your cupcake different colors. You can do it pink like I did, or you can make it a more masculine cupcake. You can even use the pattern paper that comes in the paper pad, die cut one of the sprinkles papers, and use that for your frosting. Now this die also comes with some other dies that you can die cut these little pieces for frosting, and that's what I did. So I used the little die that has the circles and die cut some of those circles out of some of the ocean cardstock, and I'm just going to add those to the top of my cupcake to add some little confetti pieces is really what this looks like. But there's also a die that's included in that set that you can use to die cut sprinkles. I'm going to use one of the sticker sentiments, and I chose the Happy Birthday to You because that's in the same color that I chose for my confetti on the cupcake. And I just put it there on the wrapper. Now I used an Eyelet rectangle die. This is a die from Pretty Pink Posh, and anything additional that I use in this video, I'll have links to those products down in the description box as well and on my blog. So I die cut the sentiment pattern paper, and I just put that on an A2 size card front. And then I added the cupcake right to the front. You can see how that cupcake fits perfectly on an A2 size card. I'm going to add some of these star chipboard pieces. I'll add 3 of them to my card. It was just hard to decide what colors I wanted to use. I thought about just sticking with the ocean color since that's what I used on my cupcake, but then I decided not to. I decided to pull in some other colors because I do have lots of other colors on that pattern paper, so I decided to pull out some of those other colors and bring them out with those stars. I'm going to add some glue to the pink part of the frosting because I'm going to bring in some chunky glitter and add some chunky glitter to the top of this. I just think that's going to look extra sparkly and fun by adding all of that glitter to the frosting. And then I'll just set this aside to dry, and my card is complete. For my next card, I'm using the Sprinkles pattern paper, and I also have a piece of the marigold paper. I cut the Sprinkles paper out of this zigzag rectangle die and then took the marigold paper and die cut only the bottom portion out of that zigzag rectangle. That rectangle is a die from Pink and Maine. You can see that I'm going to put the marigold paper at the bottom of the Sprinkles paper, and I'm going to put my cupcakes there, so I just wanted it to look like that the cupcakes were actually sitting maybe on a table. That's why I wanted to have a solid piece of paper there. I did straighten out the top edge and just cut it down a little bit with my paper trimmer, and now I'm just adding some glue and adding it to my sprinkles paper. Now I'm going to arrange 3 of my cupcakes. I'm going to put one behind and then one on the left and one right in the center, so it looks like they're just stacked there on the table. And once I have them where I want them, I'll start gluing them down, starting with the ones that are set in the back. I'll glue those down first. For my sentiment, I'll be using the Your Special word die. I die cut the words out of the guava cardstock, just adding them to a white shadow. I'm also bringing in this candle die. This is from a previous club set called Piece of Cake to Stamp. And it's a small candle, which is what I liked about it because it will fit perfectly on this cupcake. So I die cut it out of some of the candy cardstock. I'm just inking up the edges. I die cut the flame out of some of the yellow cardstock, and I'm just using an orange colored pencil to add a darker color orange there in the center of that flame. And then I'll glue the flame on top of the pink flame that was die cut when I die cut the pink candle. And then I'm just going to glue that on the very top cupcake. And then I'll glue down my sentiment. I'm going to add that layer to a piece of the guava cardstock. I cut that to 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. I'll add the guava cardstock to an A2 size card base, and then I'll add my card layer right on top. I'll add a few of the gold gems on the front of the card, and now my card is complete. For my next card, I have a circle frame die from Pretty Pink Posh. I die cut out of some guava cardstock, and I die cut the center out of some sprinkles cardstock, so I'll be able to pop the center right inside of that frame. I also have a piece of the cupcake paper and a piece of the guava paper. The cupcake paper is measured at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and the guava paper is 4 1/4 by 5.5. So I'm just adding the frame to the top center of the pattern paper, and I'll add the inside as well. And then I'll add that layer to the guava cardstock. I'll add the cupcake to the center of that circle. I'm also going to bring in the sentiment. This is the pink sentiment. It says, "You make me happy." I'm going to add that to the bottom of the cupcake, and then I'm going to add 3 of the yellow stars just right along the edges of that circle frame. And then I'll add that to an A2 size card base, and now my card is complete. For my next card, I'm cutting a slit in the top of the frosting with a craft knife, and I'm sticking in one of those candles. I die cut the candle out of the green apple cardstock, and I'm just putting it together the same way that I did the candle on the previous card. You can see how cutting that slit in the frosting, it just allows me to insert that candle, and then I can glue it back to the frosting. I have some die cuts here out of white cardstock. I have a stitched rectangle as well as a scalloped rectangle, and I'm just going to layer these two together. I also have a piece of striped pattern paper. I cut the striped pattern paper to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So I'll add the scalloped and stitched rectangles to the front of the striped paper, and I'm going to put my cupcake there a little bit on the left side, and then I'll have my sentiment right underneath that. I'm using the sentiment Make a Wish. I chose the green one that matches the green candle. I really love these sentiment stickers that they included with this card kit. Now once they're gone, you can always then just go to the stamp set and stamp out some of these stamps and use those as your sentiments. I'm going to bring in 3 different color chipboard stars. You can see there's a lot of different colors going on with this card because that striped pattern paper has a lot of colors in it. So you really can't go wrong with any colors that you choose here. I'm going to add the 3 stars at the top right of that open space on the white cardstock. I'll go ahead and glue this down to an A2 size card base, and then I'm going to bring in that orange colored pencil and just color in the center of that flame. And I was still feeling like there was still a lot of empty space on this card for some reason, so I decided to bring in some of those gold gems, and I think that really stepped up this card and added an extra bit of sparkle. So for my next card, I'm using the sticker cupcakes. I'm using 3 of them with a piece of the sprinkles pattern paper. Those cupcakes are going to go right in the center of the sprinkles paper, but you can see that if I just put them directly on that sprinkles paper, that you can kind of see those sprinkles through the clear sticker, and the cupcakes kind of blend into the background without really standing out. So I cut a piece of vellum down, and I cut it down so that it fits the size of those cupcakes. And that's where I'm going to add the cupcakes on top of the vellum. So the vellum just kind of mutes the background a little bit, and that allows me to put the stickers, or if you had a die cut or something that you wanted to add to a sheet of busy pattern paper, it just mutes, the vellum just mutes that background just a tad. So here I'm going to go ahead and add my 3 cupcakes. I'm going to start with the center cupcake, and then I'm going to add the other 2 just so I can make sure I get them centered and positioned exactly how I want them right on that vellum. And then I'm going to add this yellow sticker sentiment right underneath. So when adding vellum to your paper, you have to be careful about the adhesive that you use because you don't want to be able to see the adhesive through the front of the vellum. So I am just applying my adhesive using a tape runner to the back of the cupcake sticker and to the back of the sentiment. I'm not putting any of the tape runner on the vellum that doesn't have a sticker on it, because otherwise you'd really be able to see that adhesive through the front of the vellum, and I don't want that to happen because it won't look nice. So I add the sprinkles layer on top of a piece of the ocean cardstock, and then add that to a piece of the yellow cardstock. So the yellow cardstock is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, and the ocean cardstock is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And by the way, the sprinkles pattern paper, I did die cut that with a stitched rectangle die. So hopefully I've given you some ideas to use your card kit. I would love to hear which card is your favorite. Leave me a comment down in the description box below. And again, if you are interested in joining the card kit or finding out more information, check the link in the description box and use my code Lisa Mears to get 500 bonus club points in the Stamps of Life store. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like videos like this, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and make sure you click that notifications button so that you'll be notified every time I release a new video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.